Good evening, guys. Vino here. It is Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. It's almost 9 p.m. right now. I've already had my dinner, so just winding down for the night. Didn't get a chance to record Monday and Tuesday. Wanted to, but the energy wasn't there, and I was just dealing with a lot of like work glitches and stuff. I'm okay now. I was able to stabilize the computers, but yeah, a bit of a crazy start to the Monday work week again. Not as bad as the previous Monday where like I couldn't work at all and I lost that whole day of work due to the computer problems, but a little bit glitches here and there that's still recovering. So a lot of things are changing, things are being updated, and it's a March is almost done here. Good news is we haven't gotten any more snow. Knock on wood, not to jinx myself. Again, it is Canada. We will get like all four seasons in a day. So for the time being, at least, we seem to be holding off. It's just been raining and then sunny and then raining. So that I can deal with because that's like spring. So I'm hoping that we can ride out March just like this. Let it rain and don't let it snow, and we should be able to like not worry about cleaning up any snow again further at the end of March. But beyond that, just wanted to kind of get some things off my mind since I didn't get a chance to record earlier in the week or the start of the week. Just came across like some YouTube videos, been watching a lot of content. So, in terms of that context, I did not exercise Monday and Tuesday because I did exercise Sunday. I exercised today at least. So, like around 6 or 7 p.m., I tried to do my basic weights and like squats and like doing a floor, like a plank, so that I can build my core strength again. My stomach is my number one problem right now. Even though I'm a pretty slim guy and I've got like, as you guys can see, I've got like pretty good muscle like on my arms. That's not the problem. But again, my wrist is still quite weak and like sometimes sore. Combination of just suddenly doing the weights, but also just because I work on a computer so much, constantly being on the computer and like the keyboard and the mouse. I'm sure I'm not like, doing my finger and wrist exercises as much as I should be doing. But beyond that, just other YouTube content that I was coming across. I've been watching a lot of like vlogs again, as I mentioned before. I feel like I do enjoy vlogs the most just because when I was younger, I think it was like maybe high school, grade 9, grade 10, I used to watch a lot of vlogs because at that time, because I didn't have like a lot of close friendships, watching the vlogs, like watching other people's vlogs, made me feel less lonely. I think seeing how other people's day has gone by and seeing them do certain activities doesn't always have to be exciting. That's not the important part. I think it's just like seeing how their day went by from start to finish was always interesting to me. Obviously, there's a level of privacy that you have to kind of do do good diligence on. I don't know, like maybe do. Oh, I'm saying that I'm messing it. Ignore me there. It's just I'm blabbering for that part. But yeah, you just want to like keep things safe. Don't like overshare certain things, and that's just how I grew up with my parents' instructions. But that's why I'm always like just keeping it just kind of a recap of the day. I'm not recording my day as some people do. But yeah, I think seeing the vlogs always made me feel like a little bit, I guess you could say, closer beyond my direct family circle. And, I'm always of this mindset of like, I know there's a wording for it, but I don't know the exact terminology anymore. But it's the idea that everybody at some point has thought about like, oh wow, like I'm like this is my life, this is kind of how I see life through my own eyes, but everybody's living their own life in their own way, experiencing certain things whether for the good or the bad. And they all got like their own problems with family and work and those kind of things. But that's one of the reasons why vlogs are doing so well even to this day, is because that kind of long form content is relatable, right? And not everybody is going to have a very exciting life, but that's not the point of like a vlog. It's supposed to be just showing the days. So that's kind of one thing I want to like kind of reflect on. The other thing I wanted to kind of reflect on was I had come across like a couple of these like AI generated storytelling that happens with like, which I do like fast forward to like 1.5 speed on YouTube these days. Some of the stories are kind of annoying and cheesy, and some of them are like so fake and like bullshitty. But one story that I did come across was just like a guy having like how they say blood is They sometimes there's like that saying about like blood is thicker than water and blah blah blah. But realistically, sometimes some of the best like true relationships and like friendships you end up having are people who are not your direct like family members or blood. And I'm kind of agree with that too. It's the environment that raises you, and sometimes you'll meet someone who is like your best uncle or like your best friend or your sibling from like another mother, like brother from another mother, that kind of saying. And it just made me think like I wish I had, even though like my parents are like awesome, and I love them to death and I appreciate them every day. I just whenever I see people have such great relationships with like their uncles and their aunts and their grandparents, not to say I don't have a relationship with like my extended family and my uncles and aunts necessarily, but I think younger me had a little bit of okay experiences doing activities together, but not that much. But the older that I got, I could see that there is a certain level of like shadiness in the family situation, gossip, which I'm not gonna discuss here for to respect my parents' privacy. But it's just a matter of like I could feel the disrespect, and the older that I got, I don't tolerate bullshit. I don't tolerate like fake people in my life. I'm pretty like direct about those kind of things. I think growing up, being bullied quite a lot from like early elementary to like high school and maybe like grade 9, grade 10, I think I definitely got a thicker skin. But at the same time, because I've observed like my classmates and like some of my friends now to this day and age, when I see their relationship with like their family members or their extended family members, I wish I had that kind of like closeness and that ease of like relationship to kind of joke around and share the warmth, in that get together, or like, have like a grandparent who like sneaks you money like under the table, like just to show like she wants to take care of you. Like I've never had that level of familial love aside from my parents. And I can appreciate that. I'm thankful for my parents, like forever and ever, for as long as I'm alive. But when you see other like friends and colleagues have such wonderful family experiences, there's a part of me that's jealous, and I can openly say that like I am jealous of the love that they receive that is beyond their parents, right? Anyone who has like such a close friend they can tell anything to, or like those kind of extended family members, the uncles and aunts you can joke around with, you can play with, like even cousins, like those kind of things. I wish I had that, but I've had very surface level versions of that due to some circumstances in my life and with my parents. So that's the very difficult part of the older I get. Me being 30 plus now, I just don't have the energy to fake being nice, if you know what I mean. Like I'm sure people understand that. Like I never want to put on an act. I'm always like, what you see is what you get. Like I'm not going to pretend to be someone else just to kind of keep the peace all the time. There are times where you do have to be diplomatic, but other times I'm just like, no, I'm not going to tolerate that kind of disrespect to me or my parents. So that's why I've kind of kept my distance over the years. I blocked a few people just to keep it straightforward. But yeah, that's kind of the what's been on my mind in the last 2 days as well. So I'm just kind of working on that. One of the reasons why I didn't have the energy to record was because of that. Just kind of replaying things in my mind and feeling that stress kind of build up. So that's why I want to record today, because I always try my best to not bottle things up too much in my head. And at least by me saying it here to my own video, it helps me kind of process it and digest it as best as I can. But beyond that, I hope everyone had a pretty good Monday and Tuesday to start their week. Today is Wednesday, so we are making it through. We're halfway there. So I'm really excited for the weekend again. I've got plans for Friday at least. I'm planning to meet up with one of my co-workers that I haven't seen in the last couple months. I think we had a meetup maybe like last year, or maybe it was actually no, I'm wrong. I think it was like maybe February itself. We did have a meetup, so might catch some dinner with that person, like 2, 3 other old co-worker colleagues. They're all not working with me anymore, but one person is working with me. The other two or three are just like they have moved to different companies and jobs. But we still try to get together thanks to this one person who I still work with. I know people say like don't like overshare with like your coworkers and don't become close friends with your coworkers. I'm of the mindset of like, well, we're all adults, like we have a job to do at the workplace, but still like you want to be not completely cutting off those connections and those relationships. As I said, it's not like me being fake or like keeping up with a fake persona for that relationship. I want to keep at least some kind of like close friendship or acquaintance if I can, just because I have kind of been in the company for almost a decade now and I don't want to lose that connection. And I do like the people that I am going to meet up with or I have been meeting up with over the last year or so. It's nice to talk to them, nice to see, because some of them are a little bit older than me, so it gives me a chance to kind of pick at their brain and see what they're experiencing in life, how their kind of career is going, and if they have any tips for me or new content that they might want to share with me, like movies or interesting shows, for example. But yeah, so I was kind of, part of me did want to say no to the invitation for Friday just because I kind of wanted to have the Friday to myself. But at the same time, like, well, okay, at least the previous like couple of weeks, I didn't do anything much over the weekend. And then I kind of put all my energy into going to the Twice concert like a couple of weeks back. So I'm like, okay, let's try to get out the door. The weather is getting better, so I don't want to sit in the house. And I haven't really had much of like outside food or like restaurant food. I've just had like a bunch of takeout, like chicken biryani and like McDonald's or like Subway every now and then over the weekend. So it'll be nice to go to like a bar and grill kind of situation. I've been craving like chicken wings, so yeah, I'm even though it's bar food, if it's like decent like chicken wings, fries, maybe a burger or a slider. It's been a while. I haven't had any of that in the recent time, so if I get a drink with that too, I think some kind of alcohol to kind of dull the edges of the past work week. I think that'll be much appreciated. But yeah, so I've got plans for Friday. Today's only Wednesday, so we're making it through. But I hope you guys had a good start of your work week, as I mentioned before. We've got 2 more days to go. Let's get through this day by day. And if you guys are dealing with any kind of like work stress, family stress, as I said, never bottle anything up. It's one of the reasons why I am like trying my best to keep a kind of a task list. I'm trying to make sure that I exercise at least 3 times in the week. So like I said, I did Sunday, I did today. So my aim is to get tomorrow as like a rest day. Friday, technically, because I am going out, I want to work out on Friday, but now that's a change of plans. So I'm probably going to work out on Saturday. That way, at least 3 out of the 7 days of the week, I'm doing some kind of workout, even if it's for like 15 to 20 minutes. I think as like a slowly ramping up my physical activity at home with like basic weights and basic stretches and like thing. My end goal is to one, try to reduce the gut that's starting to build up now at my at my young age of 32, and then two, I've got like a metal kind of like pull up machine thing that I haven't touched in ages. So I want to work towards being able to do like a full like pull up or chin up, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to build the strength for that again, so that's why I'm like doing the weights and doing the planking, because that'll help with my core strength. So that's the goal for the exercise mini goals in my head for this week. But thanks for listening, guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Peace.